Hello, this is Michael from Insurance Agency Automation Associates, your favorite AMS360 consultant and trainer. Today I'm going to demonstrate how you can map all your locations, your client locations, so that way you can see your spread of risk and as well kind of see where your clients are. For example, if you have a new prospect in a certain state or city or community, you can use this tool to see what other clients you have in that same neighborhood and maybe give you some clues about the neighborhood. As well, another use for this is you can use it for large commercial accounts or even moderate sized commercial accounts that have multiple locations. You can export those locations out, import them in later, which I'll show you, and then map them and include that map link as part of your submission so your underwriters or markets can see the spread of risk and can zoom into the locations. Just think to help your applications and submission get better attention. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to My Agency Reports. There's two different ways to get there. One way is Toolbox, My Agency Reports down here in the middle. The other is if you have your quick access turned on, it's this one here. If you don't have your quick access turned on, you click over here and you click that little gear over there and it'll be on your left side and you move it to the right side, organize it however you want. It's already there, so I'm going to hit that one. They both take you to the same place. Okay, so the report we're looking for called policy locations. You scroll down the list, policy locations. Now, if you're not seeing this here available to you, it means that your VSSO or Vertiforce single sign-on profile does not have that tool engaged or that report engaged. You need to get that done. So I'm going to go ahead and click that open. And basically I'm going to tell it, in this case, I'm going to do all, but notice I can limit it down by the business unit, or I can say active clients or inactive clients. So I'm going to say active clients. Okay, or active location, actually business unit, let's leave that alone. I'm going to say type of business. Maybe I only want commercial. Maybe I want multiples, so I'm going to leave it alone here. If I do select multiples, it tells me, which one do you want. So I'm going to say all just for the purposes. Include addresses from policy locations or garaging locations. So I want policy locations in this case because that's what I'm after. But if I'm looking for garaging, I can do it that way too. Then I run the report. Once the report's done, and depending on the size of your database, it could take a few moments because it's looking at every policy, every line of business, and every location on those and pulling those in. And you will have duplicates. In just a moment, I'm going to show you how to get rid of the duplicates. Now I could go in here, but in this purpose, I need a CSV file or I can do an Excel file. But when I import it, it needs to be a CSV. So I'll click that open. Once it's open, depending on your settings or your computer, how it responds, it'll either open that document or that spreadsheet, or it'll put it in a file location. In this particular case, it opens up over here and says, what do I want to do? Open, save as. I would save as and look into a location file that I know I'm going to be able to find later. It just saves a step. Okay, so I have my spreadsheet open. For the purpose of the demonstration, I've hidden some columns and masked some information because I have to start with some real data. And instead of me creating a list of 100 or so locations that actually exist, I just decided to do it this way. So I'm hiding some columns. The key columns we care about are the customer number, the customer type. Now, I did that because maybe you got prospects and suspects, and you might want to filter those out, and then the policy number. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come to my data ribbon, and I'm going to say remove duplicates. It's going to ask me where from. I'm going to unselect all my data. I'm going to say customer number. I don't do customer name because you might have the same customer name in there multiple times, but different customers. I know some agencies that separate commercial lines, surety or bonds, and benefits. So if you have separate customer of those, that's why it's important to do the customer number rather than anything else. And then I'm going to tell it the customer location. Where is the location one? Let's find it. Policy location, actually. Policy location. There it is. Location address 1. Location address 1. That's what I want. So I want those 3 fields, or 2 fields, I should say. Customer number. I'm going to tell it to duplicate when it's the same customer number and the same customer or location address 1. That's going to get me. Anything else after that's overkill. And then I'm going to say okay to that. I've selected all my data, went to my data ribbon, and went to remove duplicates. So there I go. So I have some, before I do that, should show you how many rows I have. So I have some, come on, get down there. Some 5,000 rows, we'll call it, okay? So again, I'm going to select that, remove duplicates, unselect all. I'm going to do customer number and policy location address 1. I'm going to say, okay, so I went from 5,000, so it removed 12,000 duplicates. You're saying 12,000, only had 5,000. I got some hidden items in there, okay? So 868 unique values. So I'm now down to 868, which is a very good representation, bigger than most agencies will want, okay? So now we go over to Google. Okay, so once I get over here to Google, I'm going to come to my menu and I go to saved and come to maps. Now I have some things shaded out here, and I'm going to come to, there's some stuff here that I don't want, necessarily need to be shown on here. And I'm going to go create map. I'm going to say create to that. It's just saying, hey, what it's going to do. And then when I come here, I'm going to have this, and I'm going to hit the import button. I'm going to go drag my file in, or you can browse for it. I have it open here and ready, not open, but ready here. And I'm going to tell it what I want to do. Be careful because there's customer address, city, and all that. I want location, so that policy location, there it is, policy, not location number, 1, 2, city, state, zip, continue. I'm going to tell it to put my customer number because I haven't had a chance to nominalize this, but you normally would have your customer name or something, whatever you want, but you can only have one. Notice when I pick another item, it doesn't give it to me. Now, if I wanted to create this by branch, I could do that too, but again, I'm going to hit finish. And then I'm going to wait for it to go through. Sometimes I might get an error, like here, telling me that 33 rows couldn't be fixed. I can go back and fix it. It's the data issue. Probably the address isn't right or something weird about it, but I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to click on the name of the map, untitled map, and I'm going to show demo. I'm going to date it also, 25/01/15, and then I would put a description here if necessary. I put the date in there so that way I know is this accurate or not accurate. Then I'm going to hit save. And then you see the map is still there down here in demo, and then I can zoom in. So here's the practical use of this. I kind of see my spread of business. I'm in California here, right? So you probably saw it on my initial map. Zoomed in here, you can see the Palisades fire that you're hearing about in the news if you're listening to this soon after it was recorded. That's what I've been watching a lot lately. So you can see there that I might, if I'm a California agency or an agency right in California or other areas like the hurricanes and all that. So I can see things about what's going on. I can zoom down to that level and see what I might have. Now, I'm looking here in my database and I see, okay, I know in my particular case, I know the fire was down here. That's the one fire. The other fire was over here in Altadena, right over here. So I have no locations in those areas, but I can come back out here and zoom out to the world view and I can say, what am I looking for? Here's a bunch in Phoenix and maybe I'm looking for other locations in Dallas or Texas or wherever something's happening. Whether something's happening there and I want to do that, see what risk of exposures, or if I just want to see where's my concentration. Again, if this was being used for a submission, I would be able to give this to my underwriter, and probably in the cases of a submission for a single account, even if it's a large account, the location list might be a little bit on the shorter side. So they can scroll in and see where it is. And for me to give that to them, all I got to do is share this URL. So I click that, copy it, and off I can send it. Now on my other maps, I can do some more things to it. I can apply some style to it. I'm not going to worry about that at this point. Uniform style, I can give it some style names. There's a lot of customization I can do to it, but I'm not worried about that right now. That's how we can use that tool. There's a lot more to it. There's some YouTube videos out there you can search for and find or look through help. It gives you more details. You can even push this out to Google Earth. You could do a bunch of different things to it, but it just depends on how you're planning to use it. Like I said, the main ways I can think of using it is for disasters or pending natural disasters, like there's a hurricane or some type of storm headed to a certain area, snowstorm, for example. There are ways to lay data over it and all that. On the raw data, I didn't show it this time, but zip code, if you know an area that's been hit by zip code, you can take that raw data, that CSV or Excel report at that point, and you can sort it by zip code or filter it by zip code that are affected by these circumstances. And then you can use those to reach out to the clients to say, were you affected? If you know something's headed to a certain region, you can use that same list, filter it down to zip code or state or city or whatever details you have, and can use that to reach out proactively to your clients, either through a MailChimp, contact, or if you have any other things like Insured Mind or Client Circle, Vertafore Client Communications, any tools similar to that, you can use that to reach out proactively and see or give them tips on how to handle things, and maybe include how to report a claim after the fact. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Hi there. Thank you for watching that video. Hope it was informative for you. Just a reminder, please go to my webpage, ins-automation.com, and check out the other resources there, including if you're not a member of this newsletter already, where this originally came from, you can click on the newsletter, sign up there, and take you there. If you hit the contact over here, it'll allow you to send a message to me or book a consultation meeting, a complimentary consultation meeting. As well, you can go to YouTube and search for Insurance Agency Automation Associates. You'll see that little Rubik's Cube type thing. If you can, and you'll see my other videos here. There's about 20 or so of them here. I'll open that up a bit broader. There's a bunch of videos here about AMS360 features and tools. If you do come here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. And then once you hit subscribe, be sure to say notifications all. So that way, anytime I release a new video, you'll get a notification. Thank you again. Have a great day.